Hey, what is going on, crypto people? Happy Friday. I forgot that it was Friday. It is Friday. What the world? Happy Friday to each and every one of you. Got my favorite libation. I hope you got yours. We're going to hang out a little bit. What? I don't know. The Ripple USD is live on Mainnet for testing. We'll get into that. That's pretty cool. Market is doing what it does, fam. We'll go over the freaking numbers, but it's just doing what it does. Trying to get the right lighting in here. It's just doing what it does. You know what I mean? It's just doing what it does. We'll get over the number. We'll go over those numbers for you. Holy moly. It's just doing what it does. I don't know. I don't know. My guy's doing some rearranging in the portfolio. I guess I'm going to do some more rearranging in the portfolio as well. We'll see what you guys think about that. Also, again, listen, happy Friday to each and every one of you. What is Ripple Payments Direct? Is ODL dead? Is freaking ODL dead? What's going on with that right now? I think it's a new way of doing ODL. My guy Mickey Be Fresh goes in on the XRP community. We're going to cover that in reference to this whole ODL stuff. We'll get into that. We'll get into that post on X as well. So listen, life is good right now. I hope content creators and the XRP community are feeling good right now. They're being able to wipe some of that stench off of them. I mean, it's important. You got to clean up. You have to clean up sometimes. So, people like Jungle and Chip, they got a chance to rid themselves of the nastiness, clean up that stench a little bit. So I'm hoping they're feeling good. Listen, X is crazy right now. X is kind of, it is what it is. Anybody use this app? I'm hearing about this app called Sessions. It's like in session. Is school is in session? Like that thing. It's a messaging app. Anybody heard about it? Let me know if you've heard about that thing. I mean, I'm going to go over these numbers. ChatGPT says, yeah, we were right about uniform. Coinbase's uniform commercial code. We're right about it. ChatGPT said, yeah, yep, you're right. Your accounts are subject to the uniform commercial code, which means you don't own your stuff, and your stuff is most likely being pooled with other stuff or can be still taken away from you by quote unquote secured creditors. Interesting stuff. In the event of Coinbase's subsidiary or Coinbase's insolvency or someone that they're hanging out and dealing with, like they got some partners. I mean, they got Coinbase custody, they got Coinbase Prime, they got customers. And if those customers go by the wayside, your stuff, and then those customers got secured creditors. And so they have partners, I should say. They have partners to help them with providing service, whether it be Coinbase Prime, Coinbase Custody, Coinbase, or whatever it is. They got partners. And those partners could go into some form of insolvency, and their secured creditors can get access. It's a crazy thing. But in the end, not your keys, not your crypto. In the end, if you can't hold it, you don't own it. Coinbase has over 500,000 BTC in their custodial thing. And you never know what's going to happen. You never know when they are going to decide that there's a systemic risk. Doesn't have to necessarily be an insolvency. The insolvency could happen somewhere like you don't even know. Paul Bogo's in the building. What's going on? Yeah, I saw that you sent that Solomon thing. You were on Constellation, huh? I hear you, man. Constellation's an OG too. Strength Gains is in the building. How are you, bro? The thing is, you just can't own everything, man. Like Paul Bogo, you can't own everything. It's just impossible. Like, you know what I mean? You just can't own everything. I think you got to be good knowing that you just can't hold every single thing that's out there. I'm going to do some reshuffling in the portfolio too. You ready to do a little bit of reshuffling? We're going to go over these numbers. You need to drop others. You know, I got to figure some stuff out of my portfolio. I got to do a little bit more reshuffling, I think. I don't think I have enough of AI plays. Yeah, I don't think I have the right and or enough of the AI plays. And I got to get away from the launch. I got launching projects, you know, like launchpad projects. I think I need to get rid of those. I need to get rid of those and look into more of the AI plays. I don't have enough. I got a high risk, you know, enough, but I don't have any players. I don't have any players. Arweave, Fetch, Near. Don't have any of those players in this space. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't have enough of those. So we're going to get into that. We'll cover that. Let's go over these numbers real quick, fam. And maybe it's so hard to find my stuff. Ripple's stablecoin, Ripple USD is on mainnet. I think that's awesome. For testing, that's pretty cool. I don't know if, who's testing it, but it's out there for testing. And apparently there's a new way of doing ODL. We're going to get into that. We'll cover that as well. I was looking at this because of Rob Paul. Now, look, I was already in a liquidity position with SUI. I was already there. I got the massive gain from it. But I was in it because of the liquidity pool. Got some extra SUI because I was in the liquidity pool. And I exited out of the liquidity pool position. But I got the SUI. I remember I got some. I still have some. But it's interesting the way this is pretty impressive. And in the end, what do you got? What's going on now? What's the stuff that kind of rebounded nicely after the madness? It kind of feels like that. But anyway, I know it's a high FDV right now. But anyway, I have some because I was in a liquidity pool months and months and months ago with SUI. So there it is. That's why I was looking at that. Let's go over these numbers. Let's see what's good with CoinGecko, according to CoinGecko. And I'm told today from the guys over at Bankless that the Bitcoin dominance is like 57%. 57%. I can't believe that. 57%? It's kind of high. All right. So according to CoinGecko, the total cryptocurrency market cap is down 1.5% in the last 24 hours and is currently at 2.21 trillion. 2.21 trillion. Bitcoin is trading at $60,638 again. And on the 30-day is up 5.3%. Ethereum is trading at $2,583 again. On the 30-day is down 16%. 16%. Solana's at $155. And on the 30-day, it's down. It's down. It's up 10% on a 30-day. XRP is at 58 cents again. It's just on the 30-day, it's up 32%. I was talking with a guy in the gym today, and I was trying to help him kind of figure out the whole thing with his numbers because he's in Ethereum and Bitcoin and XRP, and he was like, "So, dude, what's going on with XRP?" Anyway, he didn't know you can get XRP in the States. I'm like, of course you can. And also, he was like, "What do you think XRP's, going to go?" And I'm like, we can't do anything from 2020 and 2021. We can't do anything from 2020 and 2021. You're welcome. So we got to go by the 2017, 2018 bull run. So I still think 4 to 7x from the 2017, 28 bull run high. That's kind of how I see it with XRP. We'll see. We'll see. I listened to my guy, High Altitude Investing today, and, he expects new all-time highs with XRP. He wouldn't give any prices, though, but he did say he expects new all-time high. So, people most people are going to do is they're going to calculate XRP in this cycle from 45, 50, 60 cents. They're going to calculate it from those prices and then kind of go from there and say, well, it did a 25, it did a 30x. And I'm like, no, it really did like a 4 to 7x from the previous all-time. 3 to 7x, somewhere around those kind of numbers. That's kind of how I see it. I don't see it that's kind of how I see it. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. That's CoinGecko's number. But yeah, I was listening to the Bankless today, the dudes at Ryan and David, and they had a chart that said Bitcoin dominance was 57%. This is good. We like to get that dominance up to about 60%, maybe a little more than 60%. And that's when things start to change and turn around. We get that alt season. We get the alt season after that. So that's what I'm kind of expecting. Guys, do me a favor, hit that like button on the way in. That'd be super, super cool. We always like to have, excuse me, just as many likes if we got viewers in the streams. So we'll get into that. So happy to see some of the awesome content creators in this space be able to wipe a little bit of that stench off of them now. I think that's good. I think that's good for them going forward. And yeah, I'm looking forward to more awesome content from my guy, Chip from On the Chain, and Jungle Inc. as well. You got to get that stuff off you a little bit. It's good for you. You got to clean up. You got to clean up, baby. So look, I don't know what this old way of ODL thing, but we're going to get into it. Should I cover my guy, Mickey B. Fresh? Should we get into Mickey B. Fresh first? I mean, he went in. No, we got to do our usual. We have to go to Banter Bubble, see what's kind of out doing Bitcoin. We'll refresh it. It's always important, I think, to kind of make a mental note of it. My guy, Dennis from the Virtual Bacon YouTube channel, he mentioned all my tokens. That's pretty cool. Mentioned all my tokens, pretty cool. Except for I didn't have any of the meme coins that he was talking about, which I thought was interesting. I didn't have any of those meme coins. But in any case, let's take a look at it. Let's do this. Let's go back over here. There it is. These are the things year to date outperforming Bitcoin. 3 meme coins leading the way. 2 of them on Solana. Dog with Hat is killing the game still. 26,000%. Cray. Then Brett at 10,000%. And then Bonk. 2,812% meme coins. And then Layer 1 Mantra. OG in the space and the Cosmos SDK ecosystem, 2,158% there. Now, those that are doing 100% or more, there's that R-Weave over there, fam. There's the R-Weave at 101%. And I share this because I just kind of feel like the things that are at this phase of the bull run, and we're on a bull run, if they're out doing Bitcoin currently, I think throughout the duration of 2025 and going forward, my personal belief is they will continue to do well. I mean, if Bitcoin dominance is what it is, and you got these 11 to 13 things that are outperforming it, what's going to happen when we get that flipping in dominance? That's just kind of how I'm seeing it. I don't know. I'm just kind of how I see it. All right, so let's do the 100% or more that outperform a Bitcoin. Floki is a meme coin at 180%. So is Pepe at 234%. So that's 5 meme coins. 5 meme coins. Pepe is on Ethereum. Bonk is Solana. Brett is Base. With is Solana. I don't know what Floki is, honestly, but I do know that it is a meme coin. So TON, the open network, was this Telegram thing, is at 156% outperforming Bitcoin. 156%. So that's awesome. The open network there. Again, we're only doing 100 figures or more, 100% or more. So we're not going to cover Caspa. No longer is Caspa in the 100% or more. Yeah, no more. So what else? I covered Arweave. Jasmine over here is another one at 173%. It's an Internet of Things play in Japan, primarily run and started by former Sony executives in Japan. So Jasmine coin, that's one. We have Jasmine. We got one of these. The key is to ask yourself, perhaps, maybe, do you have one of these? Do you have one? All right, so what do we got? I went over time, I went over Floki. Arweave, Arweave is actually, I'm told, my guy Dennis, that this is actually not just file storage. They're actually moving into and have moved into the AI space. And this is really an AI play. So interesting. Arweave. Where's FET? They call FET artificial super intelligence token now. It's kind of like three things combined. Maybe I'm not seeing it. All right. So covered Pepe. What else we got at 100%? BitTensor over here, top right, 112%. Not is no longer over 100%. And that's another thing to do as well. I mean, to note as well is over the days and week, which are the ones that are continuing, maintaining, sustaining the outperformance of 100% or more. I mean, that's something I think to note. Not used to be 100% or more on the open network. It's an AI gaming. It's a gaming AI play or gaming play. No longer doing it. No longer at 100%. It's still outpacing Bitcoin at 67, but no longer at 100% or more. Ondu is 100% or more, 137%, 132%, still doing its thing. Just the RWA play. Then there's FET, which is, I think it's Ocean Protocol and AGI and FET together, and they think they call themselves Artificial Superintelligence Token now on CoinGecko, but 107% there. So that's interesting. And I feel like, we lost not, so we don't have like 13 like we used to have outperforming Bitcoin. And if you think 5 of these are meme coins, how are you going to pick the other 7 or 8 out of 20,000 tokens? So there's Solana, there's Mainnet Solana, liquid staking on Solana. And where is, it's interesting, they don't have SOL on here. Am I not seeing it? They got Mainnet Solana, but they don't have regular Solana. Regular Solana was 200%. Maybe it's right here. It is right here. Yeah, it's right here being covered up by this thing that I don't know how to get rid of. I don't know how to get rid of it. So 200% on the year, 210%. 210% on the year. So Mainnet Solana and Solana, there are actually 2 different kind of tokens. One's a liquid staking on Solana, and then it's actually Solana itself. But I mean, if you didn't pick those, right, it's hard not outperforming Bitcoin. Doesn't mean that these don't have a chance to do it further into, some of these don't have the opportunity to do it further into this bull run, but currently these are what they are. And we got to follow the narratives. That's just what we've been saying for the channel for a while now, Paul Bogle. It's the narratives. It's dollar cost averaging into your favorites, L1s at the top there, whether Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, possibly even Maker. Getting that portfolio weighted correctly, in my humble opinion, which is 90% in those 3 or 4. And then a 10% for other stuff. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I see it. Pookie in the buildings. What up, see? He says, Pookie says, don't block me. I want to stay a Blue Rancher. I feel I'm happy for those dudes. I really am. I'm happy for those who have been blocked. Yeah, you got to clean up sometimes, right? You got to weed the garden. All right, so Tom says late here, why are we cheering for real USD? Unless it has anything to do with XRP, unless it has anything to do with XRP, then XRP holders are getting boned again. I don't know what you mean by that, right, man? It's on testnet, it's on mainnet, being tested. All right, stablecoin liquidity is massively important to any chain. So we're getting ready to get stablecoin utility. That's going to be massive for XRP. Absolutely massive. Needs stablecoin liquidity. Thanks. Gary said, made it to the stream. Much love, Siege. Siege, back at you, brother. Appreciate you checking in. Stablecoin liquidity is important, Tom. Without it, it's hard to create network adoption. So we're celebrating because we're getting closer and closer to mainnet of the stablecoin being actually live on the XRPL. Pookie says, I can't stop buying Flare. I hear you, my guy. It's not top 10, but I hear you, brother. I hear you. So nothing wrong with a 10, that 10% portfolio. It's kind of, my 10% portfolio is made up of the narratives. It's made up of AI, it's made up of memes, and it's made up of RWAs. Are they settling with XRP or using these stable coins? We already have stable coins. Is who settling with XRP, Tim Tom? Is who settling? The question is, will you be settling with the stable coin or XRP? What are you doing on the XRPL? That's the question. What they do don't matter. They won't create network adoption. They won't bring, in my opinion, value accrual to the digital asset XRP. Oh, Pookie says, I got a meme on Flare. Flare Fox. Okay, there it is. There it is. You get that meme? Flare Fox. I felt like I was gifted some of that. I don't know. The XRP meme, X meme, man. It would be nice to see the XRP meme do its thing. That would be sweet. We could get that going. We can get that going. That would be really, really sweet. All right, so let me cover Mickey B. Fresh's. Let me cover Ripple's thing. Let me find it. Ripple's little announcement about being on the live with the RLUSD. Did I get it? Yeah, I got it. Okay, I'll make sure I even had it. I mean, did a long thread, but they did a long thread about it. Let's see here. All right, so let's go over this. I got an AI companion on Zoom. Okay, that's cool. It says testing. Ripple USD. We're excited to share that Ripple USD is now in private beta on the XRP ledger and Ethereum. Okay, I missed that. So it's in private beta on both chains. Nice. Ripple USD has not yet received regulatory approval and therefore is not available for purchase or trading. Please be cautious of scammers who claim they have or can distribute Ripple USD. This is a significant milestone and a step closer to bringing more high-quality assets to the XRP ledger, driving new opportunities, liquidity, and institutional use cases for users, developers, and applications. Ripple USD will be valued one-to-one to the US dollar and 100% backed by the US dollar deposits. Short-term U.S. government treasuries and other cash equivalents. Yeah, Ripple having to pay 125 million. Ripple having to spend about 200 million to defend themselves. That's a bunch of 100 millions going on right there. These reserve assets will be audited by a third-party accounting firm, and Ripple will publish monthly attestations. So that's awesome. That is awesome as well. So let me cover this and then I'll cover Mickey B. Fresh's thing because I think they're saying the same thing. Tipsy Tiger says ODL is dead. This is an OG in the space. I feel like he's been off and been gone for a while, been away for a minute. Long live Ripple payments. Customers of Ripple payments no longer need agreements with exchanges, bailment accounts, or interact with XRP in any shape or form. Ripple has rebranded ODL. They've rebranded ODL. Streamlined, and yes, XRP is used. That doesn't mean there's any value accrued. There's no value accrual in ODL for XRP. To XRP holders. It doesn't trickle, doesn't do anything for XRP holders. Genius. Ripple now moves the XRP and is converted to the destination currency to the payout partner. Ripple now moves the XRP and it's converted to the destination currency to the payout partner. Can you see what they've done? Still building. Their Ripple USD stablecoin will play a crucial role in this too. Explain to me why companies in the US can't use XRP for cross-border payments now. They are not touching XRP. Legends, what a workaround. I read this in this little thing here, right? So it says here, Ripple Payments Direct, interesting stuff. Ripple Payments Direct allows you to connect to Ripple as a payment provider by you, which is probably why they went around all of these states getting these, these payment licenses. Because I still think that if Ripple could figure out a way to get into payroll, it would be awesome. There's no reason why people can't get paid at the end of the day, streaming payments throughout the day. So any kind of thing like that, I think would be awesome. It says Ripple Payments Direct allows you to connect to Ripple as a payments provider. By using Ripple Payments Direct, you have a direct financial agreement with Ripple for cross-border fiat payment services. Ripple takes care of delivering payments to beneficiaries, managing payout partners, providing funds to payout partners, and paying charges in exchange for payment delivery to the beneficiaries. With Ripple set up as a payment provider, you no longer need to buy, sell, or own XRP. So I don't know how this ODL thing. You no longer need to buy, sell, or own XRP. So again, it ain't ODL that's going to do it. I posted about that on X as well. All right, Ripple Payments Direct data flow is simple. Originator, Ripple, beneficiary. You, the payment originator, provide Ripple with payment instructions through Ripple Payments UI. Ripple ensures that your selected beneficiary receives the funds. Ripple Payments UI shows you key events as your payment moves through the different stages of its life cycle. Once the payment is complete, Ripple adds the payment transactions to your invoice. For information, blah, 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 blah. Features. Ripple Payment Direct provides the following features. Onboarding. Simplified customer onboarding experience and general cross-payment process. No crypto. No crypto. No need to hold or manage cryptocurrency. Payment network. A network of payout partners for last mile payment delivery on optimized payment paths to reach a beneficiary. Compliance. Guarantee that transactions are compliant with local and national regulations. Something called an auto retry. The system retries payments on your behalf. Use cases. Ripple Payments Direct supports treasury payments, business-to-business payments, business-to-consumer payments, and payments you make on behalf of your customer. As part of these use cases, you can transfer funds to a foreign bank account. For example, for payroll, liquidity management for subsidiaries, vendor supply payments. Here's an example of a use case here. That's awesome. So, prerequisites. To use Ripple Payments Direct, you need to complete the following prerequisites. Sign a contract with Ripple to get access to the payment system and network. Get started and Ripple Payments Direct get started with Ripple Payments Direct using Ripple Payment UI, which enables transaction creation and settlement and tracks status events and user activity. The following diagram represents a Ripple Payments Direct use case with 3 RippleNet nodes. 3 RippleNet nodes. Sending a customer, Ripple, there's XRP, payout partner, there's a local clearing rails, and then beneficiary. So this is what it says it does. You, the sending customer, which is node 1, enter payment information to the Ripple Payments UI. The intermediary, which is Ripple node 2, validates the transaction. If both the risk and compliance checks are successful, Ripple approves the transaction. The payout partner is node 3. Now validates their transaction. If their compliance checks are successful, they approved it. XRP is moved and converted to the destination currency for distribution by the payout partner. The payout partner completes the payment by sending the funds to the beneficiary. This is the new way. This was what Ripple has been planning in case, there was some issues, or maybe they moved to this after the ODLs got lumped in to the securities violations. But my guess is they've been planning this for a long, long time. So this is kind of like the new version of ODL. And I think this is an example of what Mickey B. Fresh was saying to the dark horse person, dark horse man. Dark horse, okay, not dark, okay. So Ripple, Mickey B. Fresh is responding to dark horse who just, I don't know. Sometimes people just, they're just here to just be right. I got to be right. I'm right. I told you I was right. So this is kind of how dark horse comes across to me. Just got to figure out a way to be right. Even if he's right, he's got to then say, I told you I was right. Now, he says he's been getting shade thrown at him for this and that and this and that and all that kind of stuff. So Mickey B. Fresh says this because dark horse is saying to all those declaring Ripple won, please let this sink in. They lost. Let me put it in a perspective that makes sense. Dark horse got caught breaking securities laws and just 12. Okay, all that stuff. So he's saying that they lost because of the injunction, essentially, and it's going to affect ODL. And I responded to this post myself personally and said, it doesn't matter, bro. Like, I responded to the post. Like, it doesn't matter. ODL does nothing for XRP value accrual. Nothing. Never has. It's just something for Ripple to say they're using an asset. It's to their benefit for Ripple to say they're using it, and they are using it, but it doesn't do anything for the XRP holder. So Mickey B. Fresh said this. So what? Every other crypto sold to accredited investors, they just registered with SEC and gave VCs huge discounts to dump on retail. Why does everyone think it's so imperative for Ripple to sell XRP to the U.S. markets? Ripple stablecoin will be used in the U.S. It's going to be used in the U.S. Ripple should pivot from selling to programmatically distributing the XRP to incentivize usage of native protocols and locking up XRP in liquidity pools or as collateral. And in my humble opinion, this is going to happen. They're going to provide liquidity. They're going to lock up liquidity as collateral or in liquidity pools. I believe that is going to happen. 10,000%, I believe that's going to happen. That's why I keep saying, Paul Bogle, win liquidity incentive event. That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know about. Ripple X, win liquidity incentive event. All right. So with the tokenization of money market funds and T-bills and more, Ripple should bring their off-chain cash on-chain into these tokenized assets, like BIDO and others. They are creating their own fund. We are way behind the dependence on selling XRP for ODL to function, especially in the United States, when Ripple stablecoin will be used. Ripple's no longer just a payments company. It's a win because nobody has ever gone the distance with the SEC and not been forced to settle or get destroyed in verdict from the crypto industry. Ripple won on everything that mattered. 1,000% on everything that matters. They don't need to keep selling XRP, but I do believe they want to be a significant market player in this tokenized economy, says Mickey B. Fresh, as more assets are issued on-chain. The ability to effectively manage treasury to support stablecoin and XRPL liquidity gives them a huge advantage. On-chain is the win. On-chain is the win. On-chain is the win. I say it all the time on the channel. Ripple went off-chain trying to sell some stuff that people were not interested in. But they pivoted about 2 years ago. And they're coming on-chain. This is where the low hanging fruit is. People who want to be on chain and want to be in crypto. That's the win. It ain't Ripple. People keep thinking it's Ripple. No, Ripple's going to win because they came on chain. On chain is where the wins are to be had. On chain. That gives them a huge advantage. Because why? Because they can experience things like Prisma and the AMM, the massive features, the game-changing technology that is that automated market maker. Can't do that off-chain. The AMM is on-chain. All the genius is on-chain. All the differentiators are on-chain. Mickey B. Fresh goes on to say, I just think that the conversation around a single method of how they operated ODL a few years ago, how they operated ODL a few years ago. It's the same thing that Tipsy Tiger was saying. It's over. It's completely different now, and we shouldn't assume it's the same. Seems like every attorney thinks that. But you know that Prisma is facilitating all of the distribution of XRP anyhow, and we can't even imagine the advancements since that 2020 court doc you found on internal Ripple product team meeting talking about the importance and potential of Prisma, intelligent liquidity aggregator. This is what I'm saying. The genius of the XRPL is where the win is. And everybody keeps thinking that it's Ripple. It's not Ripple. Ripple is going to get a win when they leverage where the win can be had. The wins to be had are on the XRPL. Move Accordingly is in the building. What's going on? I hope all is well. How is everybody? What's good with you, Moving Accordingly? JR is here. What's going on, JR? So this whole idea of the usage of XRPL to raise the value of that asset will be on the chain by people building products on the chain. ODL is not going to do what people want it to do for XRP. It's just not going to do it. Those liquidity pools, some borrowing and lending, creating demand for the asset is going to happen through DeFi. Liquidity pools, borrowing and lending, those type of things is what's going to make it happen. It was never going to happen off chain, ever. Now, I mean, they say that they'll use XRP in some exotic corridors, but use it how? Use it how? How is that going to create demand? All right. Appreciate you guys checking in for sure. So that's kind of the deal there. Mickey B. Fresh kind of went in on Dark Horse right there. It's just, I mean, unfortunately, you got to kind of dig into some stuff. You got to be willing to level up, in places and voices of value, not in not so free freedom zones and a supposed adult in the room websites. Not there. You're not going to level up there. You'll be hoped up. I mean, you'll get hoped up, but you're not going to level up your IQ about what it is that you hold. Ain't going to happen there. If they don't have time to respond to comments, how did it in the heck do they even have time to deep dive and find the research necessary to really be educated and level up what's really going on? Ain't gonna happen. Now, if you want to be hoped up, you can hang out there. But if you want to level up about the asset that you hold and the digital asset space as a whole, hang out with Mickey B. Fresh. Hang out with people who challenge your thinking like Jungle Inc. I would encourage you to do that. By the way, because we're all investors here. Sometimes, Right. My mentor used to say to me, you know, CJ, the reason why they make those desks so small in second grade is so that you can't fit in them when you're 40. Right? Sometimes you gotta get out of second grade. This is for you're an investor now. I get it. Coming in, you didn't, what did you know? Everyone was taught to be a worker bee. Everyone was taught to be a worker bee. Right? We didn't know. But now we know, right? It's about being an investor. Right? It's about being an investor, which means you got to level up. You got to learn the digital assets. People thinking they can just come here and buy an asset and just hang out. You got to know what it is that you got to know. You got to know what the market is telling you about the digital asset space. What is it telling you? Do you know? Do you know? Do you know about year-over-year return on the assets that you hold? Are you aware of it? What are the Mag 7? You know, we got that FANG. They used to call it FANG. Now they call it Facebook, Amazon, and Apple, and Netflix, and Google. Now they call it like the Mag 7. What's the Mag 7 in crypto? Do we have one yet? I was listening to a very, very smart, successful hedge fund manager say he expects there to be multi-trillion-dollar layer ones, plural, more than one. Do you have a sense of which one might be? And are you good with just one when there's 2 and 3 and possibly 4 available to you? Interesting stuff. All right, very, very interesting stuff. So that was a very interesting. I had never heard of Ripple Payments Direct, and maybe it was always called Ripple Payments Direct. But this whole idea that Ripple is going to be doing all this making these payments and stuff, you're just hooking up with the contract with them and signing signing an agreement and connecting via an API. It's interesting, little UI API, and they'll do all the. I really, really do think, though, I got to tell you, what do you think, move accordingly? I just got this thing about if they could get into payroll and help human resources payroll, give their employees the option. Hey, you could still get paid once a week or twice a week. Or, if you'd like to get paid today or your day's work, you can get paid today. That would be pretty cool. I really do think that would be really cool. Let's see, what else did I want to cover on X? Meta Lawman was laying down some really, really interesting stuff in that interview that he did with the Wolf of Wall Street. The Wolf of Wall Street. It's I don't know. I guess it's a legitimate question. I guess once we get out of this appeal status, we'll get the working on getting the answers to that. If it's one thing that the supposed adult in the room did, is it was breaking news about there's been some shady stuff going on with Jay Clayton, SEC. If there's one thing he did, it's that. So Meta Lawman says this. Says, I know the XRP community has been saying this forever. Well, they're right. The Wolf of Wall Street put this post out. This was a big win for Ripple, but why the free pass for Ethereum? Why indeed? Why indeed? Because this gets down to the U.S. government. This gets down to the U.S. regulator, who it appears played favorites and got involved in playing favorites and got involved in attacking the competition. That's what it appears like. Took $5 million or so to do it. But that's what it looks like. Take a listen.
This is a case that never should have been brought. It was confirmed by the judge yesterday that the SEC has absolutely no evidence of any losses in association with the securities violations that were found. So if you think about the world of crypto and all the possible targets out there, to pick one where no securities violations resulted in any harm whatsoever, this should never have been brought and feeds into a really legit question that the XRP community has been asking forever. Why the free pass to Ethereum and this jihad against Ripple where there's no damages?
That's a big time question. That, my friends, is a big time question. When you're getting the people asking the right questions, it's hugely important. And I think that, you know, the nonprofits aren't giving up on this thing. They're going to keep doing what they can do to expose, because it's important. You know, we just won a case with the United States regulator as well, with their overreach, right? I mean, it's important to take the fight. Now, you know, our deal did not cost almost 200 million, but it did cost millions, right? And so you got to be willing to stand up to the big bad bullies of the world. You know, this kind of stuff is unacceptable. Unacceptable. So shout out to Meta Lawman for bringing it up. I know people don't want to hear it. It's not the folks, it's not all the other folks besides Lubin and besides the Ethereum Foundation, besides Vitalik. All those other folks weren't involved in the nastiness. You know, they weren't involved in that. I mean, Lubin sold his soul. I said time and time again, he sold his soul. Hooked up with JP Morgan. And by the way, JP Morgan came to them after Ripple said, nah, you know, we're good. That's what happened. Ripple was like, you know, yeah, I think we're good. And then JP Morgan went to the next best. They went to second best. And think about it. Think about those words coming from an attorney. This case should have never been brought. $200 to $300 million later. Massive sacrifice. I mean, you cannot ever thank Ripple enough for the fight that they were willing to take. You can't thank them enough. Can't thank them enough. You can't thank them enough for that. It's a massive fight. The industry is beholden, or should be totally grateful. Finally, even actually got the Wolf of Wall Street to actually say how important that the industry should be grateful to Ripple for taking on this fight. But that includes Ethereum, by the way. So, I mean, it's big news. Move accordingly. It's big news. Should we do some, I don't even know what I should be doing with these FS. I hope that I've got it the right way. I feel like I got it the right way. Because it said to redeem, and I did redeem. Into the cryptoverse, we don't need to show that. Unless someone thinks they got a token out there that's going to give them a nice year-over-year return that I haven't covered yet, year-over-year, 40% or more, 50% or more, year-over-year. If you got one, let me know. I'll put it into the cryptoverse for you. Oh, ChatGPT was right about Coinbase's setup, which means any user setup on Coinbase it is accessible to, was that the word, accessible? Anybody who has an account at Coinbase is susceptible to the great taking. Yep. You know, we covered it all the time, Pookie. Article 8 and 9 of the Uniform Commercial Code. If you don't hold it, you don't know that this is what it is essentially saying. If you don't hold, you don't own it. You don't own it. Yeah. Better figure out a way to get, if you happen to be in these things of you know, stocks of any kind of deal. If you don't hold it, you don't own it. It's being pulled up somewhere. You're the beneficial owner only, entitlement holder only. Pay me an FXRP was good, my guy. What's up, Siege? Have you played around with Kinetic yet? I have not played around with Kinetic yet. Have you? Let me know. I have not. I've only been on the Spark decks playing around there. I've only been playing around there. I know they got some lending and stuff there, but I have not. So I don't have any Jewel or any Key. KII is a Key or Kai. Don't have any of that. Haven't played there yet. Only play with Spark decks. Kinetics is the lending and borrowing platform, right? So I'm looking forward to kind of getting around to doing that. I just want to make sure that what do you think about your redeem and not redeeming that's going on there? Which one do you not want to have 1,000 of? Is it the test XRP or is it the F test XRP? I feel like it's not clear. Let me get my Bifrost wallet up, right? And where we do our testing. Okay. It says it's up. Like, I don't know if I should probably split it, but I don't know. He says to redeem. So I have redeemed. When I redeem, I have test XRP, but he was saying redeem the F test XRP or F assets. So I think this is the one here, the F assets, where you don't want more than 1,000. I think that's the way it is. So I hope I'm right. I hope I'm right. I hope I'm right. Make sure you guys are doing your testing. Make sure you're doing your testing. And I don't want to get any more test XRP because, my gosh, you mess around and get more of that stuff, and I think it's not great. Pookie says, Pay me an XRP says, yes, I'm in Kinetic. I'm currently lending out a few thousand SFLR on the platform. It's smooth, nice. A few hundred. Which one is it? A few 100,000. Man, you're killing the game. You're killing the game. Pay me an XRP. You're killing the game. I think there's a possibility. Do me a favor, hit that like button, guys. If you didn't do so on the way on the way in, if you could do it now, that'd be super, super awesome. We always like to have just as many likes as we have viewers in the stream. Pay me an XRP. I have a feeling you're going to be okay a few years from now. I just got some feeling. Guys, do me a favor, hit that like button. That'd be super, super awesome if you guys could do that. It helps to get the channel out to more people hanging out, watching YouTube videos of freaking the madness going on in the UK, disaster zones, or they're watching, the farmers in their stuff protesting, the water's being turned off. And they don't know about this new financial system that's being built right underneath their nose. And we can help them by hitting that like button. Pookie says, I'm liking Kinetic so far. Yeah, I agree. Payment XRP says liquid staking is cool. Yield on top of yield on top of yield. How more people aren't involved with Flare Network is beyond. Let me stop sharing. Guys, do me a favor, hit that like button. That'd be awesome, awesome, awesome. It's beyond me. These so-called XRP influencers are doing disservice to the community. I agree. Again, I've said this on the channel a few times now. Never a peep about Flare Networks and this F test that's going on. Never a peep about all the platforms on Flare Networks. It is a massive, massive disservice, in my humble opinion. In my humble opinion, we're investors. You know, you don't have to follow the lead of those two dudes who walk themselves into a corner and can't be honest with their community. They can't be honest. They back themselves into a corner. They can't be honest about Ripple. They back themselves in the corner. When they did those little sponsorships, they should have said, hey, you know, I need to be able to tell the good and the bad. But instead of doing that, they blame the community when the community calls them out and say, well, tell me about the win that Ripple's had in terms of putting out a product for its customers. That's a win. Tell me about the truth about Cinnamon. Tell me the truth about the streaming service Coil. You're not telling the truth. You're not speaking truths. You're speaking convenient truths because you lock yourself up to some sponsorship where their number one product is Ripple shares. You didn't have to agree to that. You could have said, look, I'm happy to talk about them, but I'm going to share the good, the bad, and the ugly. But you didn't do that. You took the cash and you ran. And then when people started calling you out on it, you try to put it on the community and started calling people Twitter police and cancel culture and all that other kind of nonsense. That's what you did. Nick, what's going on, my guy? Nick says, pay me FXRP. I totally agree with you. It's sad what these influencers are doing. And it's really the main two. Really, it's, I mean, it's cool. Sponsorship's awesome. Take them. But don't blame the community for what you did to you. You did that to you. Don't say, well, you guys came up with this imaginary date when XRP and when flip the switch is going to happen and when new financial system, you guys came up with that. Don't blame us. They started blaming the community for their situation. That's not cool. That's not cool. And when the XRP holders began to get more and more educated, started calling them out, then they want to say it's too negative. Let's start a private thing where we just get on a recorded call and we just talk and we'll charge you for it. And if you say 1 ounce of an opposing view, you're out, you're done, toast, without consideration. That's what they've been doing. So you got to be careful. You got to know your teachers. And it's a journey for every XRP holder. It's a journey for every Ethereum holder. Sooner or later, people grow up and realize that they're investors in a new financial system. And that if you think one asset is going to rule the day, you're still in second grade. You're still in second grade. It's more than just about interoperability. It's going to be layer ones, multi-trillion-dollar layer ones doing this thing. It's going to be a multi-trillion layer one doing that thing. It's going to be a multi-trillion-dollar layer one doing that one. It's going to be a multi-trillion-dollar layer one doing that thing. And you have the shot to be the and person instead of the or person. You don't have to take the or route just because some dude did in 2013 and messed up. Why do you got to take the or route? Who said you had to be all in on one asset? No one said that. And is better than or most of the time. Dude's going to throw his 2013 mistake on you and make you feel better. And then, BlackRock got in. So, hold on a second. I'm stacking my pennies next to their dollars. Bullshit. My core tenant. Bullshit. That wasn't your core tenant in 2017. If it was, you didn't act on it. You threw shade on that core tenant and then threw more shade and more shade. It's slow, it's expensive, that they're the anti-bank people, blah, 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 blah. All that nonsense. Instead of acting like an adult investor. Could you imagine paying XRP having the opportunity to choose in 2013? Get to go down coin market cap. You see Bitcoin over there. You see a few Bitcoin forks. You see XRP. And you come up with an ideology that says, I'm just going to pick one. Because surely the others are going to be toast in history and won't make it. Because, technology. Imagine making that mistake. And then take the mistake and blame your community for the mistake you made and keep trying to justify it. Imagine that. And then you build an audience of just people oh yeah, or it's better. Yeah, just get this one thing. It's going to rule the world. It's going to change the day. It's going to be the one. And that's cool too. But blaming it on a community, not owning up to your, own it yourself. Instead of owning it yourself, you put it on the community for your mistake. Not cool. Bank Money XRP is in the building. How are you, Bank Money XRP? I don't think I've seen that one before. How are you? It says DAI and Dig Perspective. I guess that says are horrible. Paid chills. You gotta own up to your own stuff. You can't blame the community. I told you guys, I spent 14 to 16 months every single month, $1,500 to $2,500 a month in XRP. Told you. I did it. I owned up. Did I blame anyone for that? It was only XRP I was investing in. Well, that's not true. It was only XRP I was investing in that amount of money in. I was still buying VeChain and other things like that. I was still buying those things, but not 4 figures a month. I wasn't. I still did. And am I supposed to blame you because I did that? What am I going to do? Blame Celsius right now because they took the XRP? I did 2 live streams and a recorded video apologizing to the community about Celsius. And I had a ton of people sign up on the mic as an ambassador. I didn't blame anybody. I did 2 live streams and a recorded video. Live streams where people could just come at me, taking ownership, apologizing. Why? Because I am not bigger than the community. Those 2 dudes think they're bigger than the community. It's a mistake. They're going to learn the hard way what a mistake it is. Paul Bogle says, yes, you did, bro. Yeah. I mean, you can't be thinking you're bigger than the community. No one is bigger than the community. Puka Puka says, I bet they are participating in a Flare experience. Yeah. Tell me how Flare Networks is not a value add to the XRP holder. Can someone tell me, please? I mean, I'll stop talking about them. Flare Networks. Tell me how Flare Networks is not a value add to the XRP community. To the XRP holder, not to Ripple. To the XRP holder. Tell me. Yeah. Pookie Pookie says, keep telling the truth, Siege. Yeah, it's important. I mean, I'm here for the XRP holder. I mean, Brad's a good looking dude. David is genius in motion. But I am here for the XRP holder and digital asset holders. That's why I'm here. I'm for them. Ripple will be good without me. They'll be good. They're gonna be okay. And I've said time and time again on this channel, time and time again, Ripple was genius in motion. Blue Ocean strategy. I mean, singing their praises, all that stuff. Praise them for when they made that decision to come on the chain. That's where they're going to get their win. I full-heartedly believe the win is on chain. And they're going to say it. David Schwartz or Brad Garlinghouse is going to say the win is on chain. Mark my words. The win for Ripple is on chain. Mark my words. They're going to say that. Paul Bogle says the only Siege lies about is his age. He's not over 50. Looks 35. Well, thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. Army Ant says 100%. How are you, Army Ant? He says, please don't stop. Bank Money XRP says, please don't stop talking about Flare. Somebody has to do it. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you come up with something that says that Flare Network is not a value add to the XRP holder, just tell me. I don't see it. I don't understand. I mean, I understand about those two dudes. Again, they backed themselves into a corner. They can't get out. They don't like the way it looks. So they started blaming the community. Now they're, doing the community a favor and allowing content creators to kind of wipe that stench off and distance themselves from that kind of madness. That's a blessing. That's a blessing. You got to see it. That's a blessing. Jungle Inc. is in the building. How are you, bro? I think FLR is a value add to Flare investors. That's all I care about. John was like, look, I'm interested in the Flare token, and it's good for Flare holders, Flare investors. You know what I'm saying? We're investors here trying to create wealth and possibly even generational wealth. I don't feel sorry for those guys that they back themselves up into a corner. They did that. And usually that stuff is, you get a new contract, you renew some stuff, change it up. Say, like, yeah, I got to be able to tell the good, the bad, and the ugly. Is that hard? That's not hard. Just change it up. You got yourself leveraged, bro. You're leveraged. Don't put it on the community. Don't put it on the community. So here it is right there, Army. We got Auntie Val in the building. How are you, miss? Appreciate you checking in. So, Jungle, have you seen the Ripple Payments Direct? The new ODL? Fascinating. Have you seen it? That's fascinating. Ripple's trying to figure it out. But the win, listen to me, the win is on chain. The win's on chain. And I'm just saying, I just get this feeling that Flare Networks is going to change the game. It's going to change the game. Let me share with Jungle this Ripple Payments Direct. Auntie Val, have you seen the Ripple Payments Direct yet? Hydro's in the building. What's good, my guy? So this Tipsy Tiger, remember Tipsy Tiger, Jungle? I remember Tipsy Tiger. You remember him? I feel like I remember him from back yonder. He says, ODL is dead. Long live Ripple Payments. Customers of Ripple Payments no longer need agreements with exchanges Bailment accounts, no idea what that is, or interact with XRP in any shape or form. Ripple has rebranded ODL, streamlined, and yes, XRP is used. ODL has never done anything for the value accrual of the asset XRP. Genius. Ripple now moves the XRP, and it's converted to the destination currency to the payout partner. Ripple now moves the XRP. Can you see what they have done? Slant still building. Their stablecoin will play a crucial role in this too. Tipsy Tiger goes on to say, explain to me why companies in the US can't use XRP for cross-border payments now. They are not touching XRP. They're not touching XRP. It says, Legends, what a workaround. So this is the article he references here. It's Ripple Payments Direct. Ripple Payments Direct. I'll put the link in the thing for you guys. So I won't read all of this, but will that work? I think that might work. Let's see. Yeah, there's the article that he referenced. I don't see any dates on there. Ripple Docs, it says Ripple Payments Direct. They're doing things. They're actually handling the payments themselves. This is an interesting thing. Little data flow, originator, Ripple beneficiary, features, onboarding, no crypto. No need to hold or manage cryptocurrency. Use cases are payroll, liquidity management for subsidiaries, vendors, and supplies. Then it gives an example of a use case here, which is awesome. Here are the prerequisites. To use Ripple Payments Direct, you need to complete the following prerequisites. Sign a contract with Ripple to get access to the payments system and network. Get started with Ripple Payments Direct using Ripple Payments UI, which enables transaction creation and settlement and tracks the status, events, and user activity. This little diagram of the payment flows, the sending person, there's Ripple, there's the XRP, it's all on country A. Then there's country B with a payout partner, local clearing rails, and a beneficiary. So I'll read this part. It says, you, the sending customer, is node 1. Enter payment information into the Ripple Payments UI. Step 2, the intermediary, which is Ripple node, which is Ripple and is node 2, validates the transaction. If both the risk and compliance checks are successful, Ripple approves the transaction. Step 3 is the payout partner, which is node 3. The payout partner now validates the transaction. If their compliance checks are successful, they approve the transaction. Then it says here, XRP is moved, step 4, and converted to the destination currency for distribution by the payout partner. Ripple moves this XRP. The payout partner completes the payment by sending the funds to the beneficiary. Again, this is a no need to hold, borrow, send, or whatever. No need to hold or manage crypto. That's the fee. They're saying this is a feature of Ripple Payments Direct. Cross-border. This example here is cross-border with Germany and the euro and the dollar. Then it's Philippines and payout in Filipino pesos. Again, as an XRP holder, I mean, it's cool, but that's not doing anything for XRP. I don't know if it will, I don't know what moves means. I don't know if there's some burning thing, but value accrual, this ain't it. Network adoption, that ain't it. I think so, Jungle. I think so. Jungle says, is this because Ripple can now sell XRP on the secondary market via the judge's order? I assume the payout partner is an exchange they have an account with. Could be. Could be. Army Ant said, sent 18,000 rat flare from Bifrost to a flare address on Coinbase today. On Coinbase? Yeah, yeah, right. They buy too, right? Yep. Yeah, it's just a person down the line that they got all these arrangements with and stuff like that. And I think that's awesome. So for the customer, this initial customer, there's no need. And then it's kind of, I think, kind of relieves Ripple of any of this stuff having to do with what they're going to be doing with ODL in the States. They can still do what they're going to be doing. I mean, they can claim volume numbers and sell these volume numbers, which is great for Ripple shareholders, but it ain't much for the XRP holder. That is going to happen on chain, in my humble opinion. On Coinbase, huh? Two reps on Coinbase say they cannot help. Yeah, I didn't know. So I don't even know where people go to get their FLR anymore. That sucks, bro. But the win is on chain, guys. The win for XRP, for Ripple and for XRP holders is on chain. Ripple is an XRP holder. The win for XRP holders will be had on chain. That's, in my humble opinion, that's what's going to happen. Got to do some reevaluating of the portfolio because it's looking like the winning narratives have been. Oh, I don't know anything about Shiraz to intelligently articulate about Fetch. All I know is that they hooked up with two other people, and now three is now one. And I think they call themselves artificial super intelligence token or something like that. But I do know, Jungle, I don't have enough in the AI space, man. And I'm hesitant to no near, no R wave, no fat. All the way down the risk curve with my AI. Now, obviously not with FLR, but I mean the FLR counts. Boy, I gotta tell you. Jungle says that FET Shiraz is like a mutual fund on AI or of AI. I have some. Let's look at the prices, man. I'm gonna look at my AI play, and I might have to just take the L and move. Oh, Army Ant, you sent wrapped flare. Oh boy. Okay. Maybe reach out to Flare and see if they can figure something out there. Maybe you can do that. Maybe. I mean, it's on the blockchain. Maybe something can be there. I'm sure they have some kind of thing with Coinbase. Let's see. Let's take a look. Yeah, man. My guy, Dennis Jungle from the Virtual Bacon YouTube show, he was like, you know, you gotta, the numbers are saying where the strength is. You gotta go with the strength right now. So you gotta go with the strength, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, but then you gotta go with the strengths in the narratives. And the narratives are clearly meme coins, interestingly enough, meme coins and AI, slant gaming, and RWAs. I clearly do not have any OG meme coins. I showed my Shiba Inu for a little 300% gain. I was out. Never owned Doge, but he's talking about Mog and Popcat. I'm like, what the world? And obviously Pepe. He did it on like, what are the things that after the madness happened rebounded really, really quick? So some interesting food for thought. But he did cover some AIs. I'm like, man, I don't have any of those AI plays. No AR, no RWeave, no FET, no BitTensor. It's like, And I think was BitTensor in the yeah, BitTensor was outperforming 112% over Bitcoin. I don't like that it's like $300, but I gotta get out of my retail mind. I mean, it's clearly a front runner in the narrative. And it's probably, I checked for BitTensor's year over year, wasn't great. dollar cost average. It was not great. Let me put BitTensor in here real quick. No, what do I want to look at? Let's take a look at man. I went all the way down the risk curve on this one. I don't know if it's going to pay out. Don't know. Yeah, it's just not been doing great. I can't believe it got to those kind of numbers. March 10th, right? It got up to those kind of numbers, and now it's down near its all-time low. It's got to be something else going on there. Let me take a quick look. I may have to just take the L and get into these these partnerships they keep talking about. It's just an API into their product. I mean, we're excited to announce our partnership with I don't even know how to pronounce that. Revolves, a cutting-edge AI interlayer powering an ecosystem of AI apps. It's built on Dimension and leveraging Celestia and Eigen. Rivals introduce, you know how they say these partnerships. We're like, yeah, you want to use our stuff, you can use our stuff, and they call it a partnership. Rival introduces a bben based roll app with its native token. So, we are live with Hook Protocol. Another partnership. Holding GTAI will get you exclusive points in their SDM airdrop. Shield, the another advanced AI thing. Oh boy. Shieldium is an advanced AI-powered DPIN securing the Web3. They're all saying the same stuff. Simply buy, hold a minimum of 210 GTI and you qualify. Well, cool. I already have that. So anyway, effortless crypto management with GTAI. This was a play on an app, Jungle. I thought, man, an app got the AI thing going on with an app and you can manage your liquidity. I thought, man, that would be awesome. And maybe I'm not patient enough. That's what the hedge fund guy says. Some people, you got to be patient. Jungle says, I like layer ones with an AI connection. If AI blows up in my face, I think Near, FLR, and SUI still can do well. Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited about FLR. I guess I just think it just feel like they're just doing a lot of things right. I think they're in their own lane. And I think just like the hedge fund guy said, get yourself a differentiator, something that makes you different than the rest. I think they've separated themselves in terms of differentiation from Chainlink and other kind of like data providers, band protocol, whatever. I really, really do think that. And I think a strength of theirs is decentralization. And I'm hoping that it's going to be security and scalability. It's interesting they got early players doing some stuff over there with SparkDex and Kinetic and Enosis and XDeFi protocol. I just got a feeling. We'll have to see. But I think it's years away. I think everything they got set up is for years down the road. And if you're willing to go on the journey with them years down the road, 3, 4, and 5 years, it can be a nice payout for sure. And I think providing liquidity now is going to be nice as well. That's just kind of where I am. Shiraz says, is alt seeding real though? Well, sure, it's real. The challenge is most people haven't really recognized, including myself, that it's a 4-year thing. You know, it's a cycle thing unless there's some type of QE thing that kind of disrupts it. But it's basically it's 2020, it's 2024, it'll be 2028. The challenge is, what are you going to be doing in 2026 and 2027 leading up to 2028? How are you preparing for that? That's really the deal. But Shiraj, that's a great question because the alt season thing is really dependent upon market forces. It really is. It's based on liquidity. Now, you could say that's all the markets, but certainly the alts, it is that. It's global liquidity. It's the business cycle. It's the everything code that Raoul Paul talks about. Couldn't recommend enough going to realvision.com, signing up for free, figure out a way to either read the everything code or watch the YouTube channel, Raoul Paul, the journeyman, spend 2 hours, get your favorite libation, and go through the everything code so that you level up about what's really going on in this space and how you can capitalize from doing that. I couldn't recommend it enough. Couldn't recommend it enough. So there that is there. So I have to see if I'm going to do near Arweave or fetch. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know if this is a good chart or not a great looking chart. Let me do let's go this. But this was my play. This was my AI play, Jungle. It was my AI play. I was excited about that app. All right, let's do what we got going on here. That's the daily candle, right? That's a downed, is that daily? Yeah. Right. I don't know if that's shaping up to be a good looking chart or not. I don't know if these are a steal or not at this, to be honest, to be quite frank and honest, but I love the play here. But with the app, I mean, I loved it. Concierge service to the app and the whole 9 yards, loved it. Trading with the app, following people's plays, but I don't know. I might have to. A Web3 AI execution technology that provides you with access to CeFi, DeFi, and NFT crypto marketplaces through an all-in-one conversational AI interface. So anyway, we'll have to see. All right, let's look at what do I think? I'm thinking fetch. You know how you say, Jungle, you got to get that app that people are going to be wanting to use and willing to use. What is that? 84 cents. Previous all-time high is 345, 75% down. I mean, gosh, it was 0.008 in 2020. Think about that. It was 0.008 in 2020. That's kind of the that's that patience thing. For a year, it's only up 325, which is not bad. 2 billion, 2 billion, 2, and I mean, that's nice tokenomics right there, right? Don't have to worry about any token locks. It's interesting. Osmosis and BNB. That is interesting. Osmosis and BNB. Yeah, I thought dpen with, with io.net and well, it's Ethereum and BNB and Smart. And so it's nice. You can get it in BNB. That's nice. Or Osmosis, either one. I can hang out in either one of those. That is nice. Nice tokenomics. Circulating implies 2,500,000,000 and total supply is 2,630,000,000. Nice tokenomics for sure. I mean, What we got here on a discount? 30% down on the 30-day. It's nice discount. Feels like a nice spot to enter, doesn't it? Feels like a nice spot to enter. What say you, Jungle? That seems like a nice spot to enter. Jungle says, I have a hard time buying more near up 4x. Yeah, I hear you. It's you know, yeah, it's an interesting thing too. I was listening to Dennis from the Virtual Baker YouTube channel, and it's about strengthening, we used to say that in business about that time. What was the word phrase we used to use? You serve the strong. So, like what's winning right now? Near is not 100% up on Bitcoin, but I do think it's like 50 to 70%. Let's check out near on Banter Bubbles. 46%, right? So it's 46% up on Bitcoin, right? Year to date, right? And so it's a winner. It's outperforming Bitcoin. And I just think that the things that are currently outperforming Bitcoin, I think will continue to outperform Bitcoin going forward. And at 100% or more, there's only, I think 13. 100% or more is only 13, right? Let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 14 currently out doing, and really Solana, to me, I don't want to count that as 2 because it's really MSOL and SOL. So it's really 13. And 5 of those are meme coins. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That leaves 8 out of 20,000. And if you're blessed to have some out of 20,000 that are currently outperforming Bitcoin, like we have Solana and Jasmine and Undo. Why not get some FET, CJ? Why not get some FET, bro? Or Pepe, I don't know. Why not get some FET and some Pepe? I don't know. So that's kind of how I'm feeling, man. I'm in these launchpad projects, and I'm just thinking the narratives didn't come to fruition. The narratives didn't come to fruition. But I think with Near, you just be strengthening your position. It's 46% up on BTC, and the cycle is a cycle right now. I don't know if you get a better price. What better price are you getting? I feel like August is going to be the worst off month for the rest of the year. That's just me for the rest of the year. Now, I don't know. I mean, we get a little history of these 30% corrections throughout, and we're going to have, we got all of 2025. So I don't know. Are we going to get another 30%, 25 to 35% correction? I don't know. My guy, Dennis from the Virtual Bacon YouTube channel, he thought that, I think he said he thought Near was a good place to be getting some, but if you're up that, I don't have any Near. That's the great thing about the plays, the narratives. You don't have to have any particular narrative. Like I don't have any Near. I don't have any RWeave. I don't have any FET. But I could take an entry point now. I could get rid of the launchpad tokens. Got a couple of launchpad tokens. Get rid of those. Just take a position. I could take a position. I'm gonna have to look at that later tonight. I really did. I have to take a look at that. But that's what I'm thinking. 90% for me is Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Maker. And in each, every day or every week, I just figure out which ones I'm going to get into. And then my 10% are in the narratives. That's just what I'm doing in the Crypto Caesar's home. Not telling you guys to do that. My narratives are AI and RWA, and I got some gaming, a couple little gamings. Thanks, Gary says, Casper, buy the FUD. I hope you're right, my friend. I made a play. I'm going to stick with it. It's either going to do its due or it's not. I made a play. It's going to either do it or not. We'll see. But they got some, that was it. Prove AI is doing its stuff right now over on Casper. Oh, I guess that's an AI play. Well, Casper. But the idea is like, if your stuff is not moving now, that's the thing. If your stuff is not moving now versus BTC, do you still think it has a chance against BTC going forward, even when the dominance flips? Let's go to Banter Bubbles. That's the question. Again, I only shared the 100% or more. I didn't share something like near 46%, but it's outdoing Bitcoin. Where do we want to go? Right? So I got a lot of reds there. Caspa is 75%, right? Not 100%, but that's outdoing Bitcoin. Helium, mobile, Solana play, 61%, right? What else we got? Render, your other Render, 40%. So you got two that's outperforming Bitcoin at 40% or so. I got rid of my stacks. That was 23%. That's Solana down there in the corner. What else we got? Green. I went over fat. Rune. They get ready to lose that Volt token from this they believe to be a next level app. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. This Volti-Sig thing, I don't know. Have you guys looked into this Volti-Sig thing? I don't know. I mean, I tried it. It didn't work. One transaction. I'm like, I'm done. And, don't tell me to go to Discord, try to figure it out. That's not going to work. All right. So there's Rune from Thorchain. There's not. It's the gaming token it's like a meme gaming token on the open network. It's not. That's at 70%. But just think about that. I'm going over all of the greens. It's out of 20,000, it's just not a lot. You got near and render. And right. Sui is not doing this thing right now. It's minus 29%. But again, this is just at this phase of the game, and they're outdoing BTC, even if it's just by 40%, I just feel like they're going to tend to continue doing it throughout the run. And the ones that aren't, I don't know. What are they going to flip to 40% better than Bitcoin? Like Near is currently, when Near is probably going to get to, that's kind of how I'm seeing it. The ones that tend to be out front are going to remain out front. It's kind of how I see it. But it's just kind of my thought process. I don't know if I'm going to be right or wrong about it, but that's just kind of my thought process. So, crazy stuff happened. I mean, XRP is not in here. XRP is like versus Bitcoin is 55%. What do you guys think XRP is going to do in this next run? What's it going to do? What is it going to look like? I'm saying 4 to 7x from previous all-time high. That's just my speculation. I have no insights. I don't have any. From its previous all-time high from 2018. That's what I say. I see a 4 to 7x, but I don't, that's kind of what I see it. Can't go by 2021 because we really didn't get to participate. The access wasn't there. But a 4 to 7 from previous all-time high is $12 to $22, $12 to $23. That's kind of how I see it. But I don't, I'm doing it from the previous all-time high. My guy from High Altitude Investing did a video on it today, and He says it's gonna, he believes it's gonna make new all-time highs. It's gonna break that. So, but what does that look like? Is it $5 or $10? What is it? Is it $5 or $15? It's hard to say. Because Jungle, what I think is this cycle is significantly different than the 2017 cycle, in that there's just more to choose from for the retail investor. So how does XRP garner attention? How does it grab attention? That's the thing, right? There's significantly more meme coins. There's significantly more altcoins. How does it grab its market share in the space? That's going to be the thing. How does that happen? Unless one of these institutions are going to come on chain and have a product that is going to need XRP, building a product. I don't know what the product is going to be. I don't know. Maybe some lending protocol institution leverages the lending protocol thing, and that's it. I don't know. Maybe some FI or SME comes on and builds something. I don't know. B says mainstream media will pump it like they did last time. I hear you. I hear you. We're going to have to see. I just think, do we have the liquidity? Do we have the new retail? Now, institutions, the volume from institution is there. The volume from institutions. But that doesn't really mean more customers, right? One customer could bring 100 million. That's just one customer. We need more users. We need more users. So we'll see. All right, fam. So there it is. There it is. I'm going to let you guys know tomorrow in the live stream tomorrow whether or not I made an FET play. It's feeling like FET. Feeling like I got to get rid of the launch project tokens and up my game to a more sustainable AI play. It's feeling like it. Feeling like it. All right, fam. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Do me a favor. If you didn't hit that like button on the way in, if you could do so on the way out, that would be awesome. And that would be super, super cool. We appreciate you guys checking in on Friday night. It's been a really, really cool hang. I'm going to end this live stream like I do all my live streams and remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. But that's okay, though, because you and I, we're already winning. And I would ask you to consider this, perhaps ponder the idea or notion of living your life permissionless. I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya. Bye.